we are still in dispute with the city, although I don't want to be in dispute with my city and I don't want to be in such a horrible experience to be involved in. I would like to know all my Patreon friends that on Wednesday, June 27 at 2 o'clock at City Council Chamber, there will be a hearing by CCDC. And this hearing is very important to me. Is the fact that the developer did not perform based on what they promised to do so, which means building this hotel and by taking my property. You see, as a result of taking my property and my business, I basically lost everything I had. And yes, I do have a judgment, but the city and developers not honoring the judgment and they're appealing. And as a result, we are in a appellate court. I always wanted to move forward, and my dream and my wish was to work together mutually so we would benefit from each other. But at this point, it seems to me that everybody at the City Council and CCDC is mad at me. It's just, I'm very puzzled. I mean, CCDC used their power to recommend to City Council that they should use their power of eminent domain, and CCDC is the one who testified under oath and told City Council that they have seen substantial evidence that Mr. Sinini can build this hotel. Well, today we're sitting down several years later, and unfortunately, my property has turned into a parking lot. He does have some greater influence in our city, into city council chambers that I don't have. And that influence led him to, or forced the city council to take my property. And what he promised to me that he would take my property by force of eminent domain through city council, well, he did a great job. Well, sure, he seems to be a very powerful guy, because when he can manipulate our politicians and engage in some serious deal and force our appointed official to ask the elected official to do the things and favors for him, he must be a powerful man, yes? Well, I wanted to remind folks and friends and patrons of San Diego who loves the city and who cared about not my business, who cared the principle of eminent domain, how the city went about it, especially in my case, is that I held in 2004 a rally at my base at Gran Havana.
I remember that, yeah.
Thank you very much for all San Diegans, and also Californians and the folks from Washington, D.C., where they flew down and came down to my support, and there were more than 1,000 people showed up.
Yes.
I'm very thankful for them, and once again, I'm asking them to show their basic presence at the City Council chamber on Wednesday, June 24th, to express their feeling. I'm not asking for sympathy or anything else. I'm just asking to speak the truth. And what happened to me is to happen to anyone. I'm not here to judge what the CCDC should do and what City Council shouldn't do. I mean, Honorable Council knows better, and Nancy Graham, CCDC knows better what to do, what she's supposed to do for the benefit of public, including me. But I think the fair thing, the right thing to do is, what I'm doing right now is basically being supported by my family members, and everybody's pitching in, and it's kind of tough. It's very, very hard. I don't wish nobody to be in my position.
As I understand it, they just want to become the ground landlords. They don't want to develop this. They've achieved what they wanted to set out to achieve. They got the property into their name, or at least they've got it out of your name, and now they want to lease it to a hotel developer and sit back and smoke cigars, pardon the pun, because that's what your business was, while they rake in lease money for the rest for 5 generations?
Well, yeah, I mean, when people refer to land lease is usually a long period of time lease, and that lease leads to almost the same as that if you were to sell a land. So if you were to purchase a property or lease a property, let's say for 100 years, I don't know the term and condition of their CCDC never publicized their term and conditions, but it is just as somebody's flipping the land, simple as that.
It's even better because they still own the land, but they're going to have this huge income for how long? Probably 99 years. Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. I mean, what a deal! And they've never even put a shovel in the ground themselves. Is that correct? And I don't know this guy Samimi.
He never built a hotel. He never operated a hotel. It is surprising. It's surprising because developing a hotel is the thing to do. Right?
No, it's not special.
This eminent domain. But that is very surprising. But he have never built anything. He's never built anything. He's not really. Is this what he does? He acquires land and then he becomes the ground landlord. Flipper.
Yeah.
Flipping that. But my personal opinion about him is I could care less. About him, I could care less about what he does. My intention is here our constitutional rights. What's the right thing to do right now in this moment? That's most important.
Quite frankly, what I care about is why would our city officials, elected or appointed or otherwise, be helping him? That's what bothers me. Is this part of this corruption we hear so much about? Why would they be doing this?
Well, I cannot answer that question. I'm puzzled myself. Sometimes I ask myself the same question. Sometimes I wonder. But I'm not going to accuse and blame. I think the public has a very good knowledge of what's going on and what had happened and what's the right thing to do.
Well, I'll go down there on Wednesday and I'll ask that question of the board. Why are you doing this? I think that's the question most people in San Diego would like to know. They're not doing it for me. They're not doing it for John Q. Public. I'm not going to benefit. I'm not going to be any better off because Ramin Samimi owns this ground rather than Ahmad Mesdaq. So, they're not doing it for me.
Well, this gentleman's been nagging on the door that he's going to build a hotel. Every year at the billboard where my building was put up.
So he's had enough time. He's had more than enough time.
He put a sign, and since my property has been condemned, every year he puts up a new billboard coming up 2005, coming up 2006, 2007, and so on. So I think it's not that he had enough time. I think it's time for city action. And so the right thing is to do is put it out there, bring a qualified developer who is building this project, not letting Mr. Samimi and GRH to flip. It's like the fourth or fifth, I don't know how many extension CCDCs has been given them. Enough is enough. Please, enough is enough. We're in God's earth. You come to a country where it educates you, where it gives you opportunity, and endless opportunity, and you end up building a business which worth multi-million dollars. Show me a country where you can do that, but America. I don't think you can point a country that tells me that yes, you can do this somewhere else, but America. So therefore, we should keep our rights and our belief, and should speak out for that.